Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Alex and this is Budget Me Alex. I am a 30-year-old all-cash budgeter and I am on a journey to be completely debt-free, as well as I do have some pretty big savings goals. So if you're interested in this kind of content, just go ahead and continue watching. So sorry for the lighting. First off, it is a very gloomy day today. It's the first day that we get rain, which makes me very happy. But because of that, the lighting kind of sucks. But anyway, I do have just a little bit of, I guess, a disclaimer kind of announcement kind of thing. I did make some decisions when it came to my debt, when it came to my hours of work and things like that, how much I'm putting towards this. They are, at the end of the day, my decisions. Like, I try not to be rude or anything like that. I do get a lot of suggestions, recommendations in the comments, but I also get told a lot of what I'm doing wrong or what I should not be doing, or that I should probably do something a different way, which honestly, by all means, to each their own. If you guys have a certain method that works for you, then go ahead and stick to it. I will not knock you if you do that. I have my method that I'm doing right now that is working for me. So I'm just gonna put that out there. If I do get any kind of comments of like, I can't believe you're doing that, or wow, that number is so high, or wow, you need to change your spending habits, I'm just most likely not going to respond to those. But I know the majority of you guys aren't even posting those. It's usually people who aren't subscribed or haven't been part of this specific community on my channel that kind of come across my video and just start posting all of their opinions. So it just is what it is. When you're posting something so transparent for the entire world to see, it's expected that you're going to get those comments. And I'm not telling people to keep their opinions to themselves. By all means, if you want to speak up, go ahead. It just doesn't mean that I'm going to engage in it. That's all I'm saying. So I want to start off by also letting you guys know that work was getting extremely difficult. The amount of hours, the difficulty of the job itself. I did have to lower the amount of hours that I was working, but I did also increase a few of my side hustles and the amount of time and effort that I'm putting into those. So I did end up kind of having a balanced out pay to where I have a certain quota for myself that I would like to meet. So monthly, I've decided that I'm putting $2,000 towards debt. That does not include my full-time paycheck. This includes any other work on the side of what I'm doing full-time. So I have managed to do that last month. I'm on track to do that this month. And I am starting to be a very, very disciplined person when it comes to my money. So I do feel like I can get there very quickly. But I will say that it was getting really hard as far as the interest. It wasn't the minimum payments that was killing me, because the minimum payments, as you can see, are very low. There's only a couple that are a little bit higher. It wasn't the minimum payments, it wasn't the amount of debt that was stressing me out, it was the interest that was killing me. So what I decided to do was apply for a balance transfer card, which I did get approved, of 0% interest for 21 months. Now, realistically, I'm only gonna need about 7 to 8 months to pay all of this off, so I'm not worried about that. But I did get approved for quite a good amount, and I'm very happy about that. I did not include my medical, my student loan in that, but we are covering a good chunk of this, so I'm happy about that. And I was originally going to do cash stuffings with my side job or additional job for debt, but because I am lump summing all of these amounts, I don't really think it makes sense to pull out the money just so that I could put it back in. It makes sense for my cash stuffing because I do split my payments for my utilities and my rent and all that into 4, as well as my sinking funds. But when it comes to this, I just want to get that money out of the way, make the payment and be done with it. So there will be no cash stuffings, but there will be monthly updates. So that's what we're bringing today. And as far as where we were at the last time I made this video, we were at $13,274.37. So I've listed all of my credit limits here, and I've listed all of my previous balances. I do have a separate sheet that I'm going to start off on. I took out 2 of the cards. I didn't cancel them. I just took them off this list because it wasn't necessary to put them here, just because I had already paid those off. And that was my First Savings card and my Apple card. Those balances were already at 0. So I decided that every month, whatever card I pay off, it's just going to be removed from this list. But I have not canceled any credit card. So my credit score has not been impacted. It's actually gone up. So I'm very happy about that. I'll start from lowest to highest. which I did end up meeting all the minimum payments. And then, so we had $2,000. Sorry if the camera is shaking. Every time I have it this close, it's gonna shake. So you're just gonna have to excuse me on that. From the $2,000, I did for the month of October. Now I have the balance transfer, so it's all gonna be one big payment. But for previously, I had to make all of the minimum payments for these cards and then lump sum to the biggest card that I had, or I'm sorry, to the smallest card that I had to pay that off. So we're just gonna put what it was. Now this is extra payment, but we're just gonna make that as payment. So I paid $50 for my student loan. I paid $86 towards care credit. I paid $120 towards my medical. I paid $120 towards Capital One, and then towards my American Credit One card, I did pay the $40. Sam's Club was $25. Merrick was $41. Credit B was, actually, let's see where we're at here. Here, actually, I'm gonna put my sister's little thank you card for her Etsy shop because I wanna show you guys where that number is at afterwards. But for now, we're just gonna use my sister's little card. So from the $2,000, we're going to subtract all that we paid for here. So all the minimums, minus 41, 25, 40, oops. Okay, so 1518 is what we had left over. So all my minimum payments were paid for that. So from the 1518, I paid off Quicksilver, which was 707. I'm not even gonna do the cents, we're not gonna worry about that right now, which is 707. So this card was totally paid off. And then we had 811 left over. So the minimum payment for credit B was $40. So minus 40. So we had 771 that I put towards Discover. So I'm gonna list the new balances that we have here now. So since that's been paid off, we're gonna cross that off the new list. And we're gonna start off with Discover. Can you guys see that? See, Discover, credit B. I'm gonna try to speed this up. Okay, so as far as credit limits go, I did get an increase for my credit A card. So that used to be $1,200. That's the only one that changed. So Discover, my limit is still $1,000. Credit B is still $950. Merrick is still $1050. Sam's Club is $1,500. Credit A is now $1,400. They gave me a $200 increase. Capital One is still $4,000. And Care Credit technically is a credit card, but this is one I will not be continuing to use. I might actually eventually close this one. But so technically it is a credit card with a certain limit. I'm not putting a limit for it because it's not a card that I'll see myself using in the future. Medical, there's not really a limit, neither is my student loan, so we're not gonna worry about that. My new balance is here. So Discover, I made a $771 payment. Our new balance is $77, which I will obviously be paying that off this month. But I know I could have just paid it with any extra money, but I did mention that I'm only paying my debt with my debt paychecks. So I'm not trying to pull any extra money from anywhere because I'm still trying to live a semi-normal life, especially with the holidays coming up. So that's gonna get paid off. We're not worried about it. And now with the balance transfer, we don't have any interest on it, so we're okay. Obviously, balance transfers will hurt you if you continue to use your credit cards because it doesn't prevent you from using your current credit cards. So that's obviously something to note. I would not recommend even touching your credit cards, honestly, because then you're gonna end up with double the debt. So I have put those cards away. They are absolutely nowhere for me to see. I'm not using them. I have not touched a single credit card since I started this redo on my debt journey. So I'm paying everything cash, just so you guys know. Discover, sorry, I just did Discover. So the minimum on that is $25. That's obviously going to get paid. My credit B, that's going to be the next card technically on my list to get paid off. So let's see here. My new balance for that is, I'm just going to do this without interest, guys, because I just didn't wait to see that accumulate because we are doing the transfer. So I'm just going to do it as if we paid it with no interest. So $843 is my new credit B. Limit, Merrick, is $952. Sam's Club is $975. I know that was very simple math, but when you're doing videos that require nothing but numbers, you want to make sure that you get it right. Next is credit A, which was 1030 minus 40, $990. Capital One with a $120 payment. Is now $333,805. Medical, as I mentioned, I'm not putting medical or my student loan obviously as a transfer. That's just something I have to pay off. So I'm not really worried about that being paid off. It's gonna get done, but I did make a $120 payment towards my medical. So we're at $792 for that. Care credit right now is minimums, but $1807. And then student loan with the $50 payment. Thank God this is as big as my student loan was. Nothing higher. It's $1498. So let's see here. Credit B was 40, 41 for Merrick, 25 for Sam's. Credit A, 40, 120, 120, 86, and 50. And now you guys are probably wondering why I got a balance transfer if I'm putting so much a month, like I'm trying to put $2,000 a month. But I just needed some breathing room, especially because we are coming around the holidays. I'm still making the same amount of payments, like I'm really striving to do that. But because I did lower my hours, then I'm relying on other things to kind of bring that income back up. So if, God forbid, I'm not able to meet that quota that I have for myself, then I need something to where I don't feel such pressure to like make such a large payment if I don't have the cash, and having no interest is really helpful. I ended up getting the 21-month zero interest just because I thought that was going to be the best benefit. What I did was I went through Experian and they credit matched me with what card would be best for balance transfer, which one would match me. $0 annual fee. So I needed something that wasn't going to be any additional fees, that wasn't going to stress me out with interest, and that was going to be pretty high odds of approval for myself. So I ended up doing that. I just needed some breathing room. And I know that I'm not touching my credit cards. I'm like I learned my lesson. Trust me, guys, after this job and having to work so hard to pay this off, like I've totally learned my lesson. And I am so disciplined with my money right now. I'm just trying to be disciplined overall. And it's been rough, but going through this process, I don't regret it, because if anything's taught me not to revert back to these old habits, it's working this much. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's why I decided to get the balance transfer, and I did my research on it. I was talking to my mom about it. We kind of went through this whole process together. She helped me go over the numbers, and so that's where I'm currently at. So now my minimum payments here originally, where it was $572 was like my cumulative minimum monthly payment. So now we are at 25 plus 40, 41, 25. We're at 547 for minimum payments. And my total that I have to pay, my total ending balance for now that I have from November, we are at 77. I'm not gonna do the cents. $11,272 and however many cents. So from 13,274. I'm really excited that we made some progress this month. I've been working my butt off. Like, you guys don't even know. I have been hustling to make these payments so that I don't have to worry about this anymore. This Christmas, I'm not using credit cards. We are doing Secret Santa for my immediate family and for my extended family, so that dramatically reduces the amount of gifts that I have to buy this year. And yeah, I'm just actually very excited about this. I'm really excited for the progress that I'm seeing now, and I'm very relieved at the fact that I've basically eliminated my interest for a while, and the entire time that it'll take me to pay this off. Just because I have 21 months of no interest doesn't mean that I want to use a full 21 months. Obviously, I want this out of the way already. So that's why I'm working just as hard. I have not let my foot off the gas. Like, I'm doing my absolute best to pay this off as soon as possible with whatever means that I have to do that. With inflation and everything like that, it's just, you know, you got to do what you got to do. So that's where we're at. Thank you guys so much if you watched all the way to the end. Again, please be kind in the comments. I know most of you guys always are, but I just feel the need to mention that just because it's always real stressful and honestly kind of scary being so transparent with such a huge part of your life being finances. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all of your guys' support. Honestly, if it wasn't for you guys too, like, a lot of the things that I'm able to do, I wouldn't be able to, because I do also get my YouTube paychecks. I really appreciate you guys for that. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. It'll really support my channel. I will be bringing you these monthly debt updates. I won't be doing any cash stuffing videos for my debt, but I definitely will be updating you guys monthly to show you guys whatever progress or, you know, any hiccups that may have come along the way, because no road to this is ever going to be a straight line. So when those things do come up, I definitely will let you guys know. But thank you guys so much. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.